Hey guys, welcome to Moving to Maryland. And this is our episode on finding your coffee shop when you head into Baltimore City. Now we're on Boston Street, which is the east way to get into the southern part of Baltimore City. And we come through like an industrial area, and then you see all of the new shops and Canton Crossing that's been built up. Now to the north is Brewers Hill. In front of us is Canton, Fells Point, Inner Harbor, Little Italy, all those neighborhoods. But as we're getting into Canton, you're gonna wanna find your coffee shop. Now, we just passed a new Starbucks. There's actually a Dunkin' Donuts over here. Like if you're into that, and a lot of people are, right? There's easy parking. It's the first couple stops. Like I said, you got Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, and then you got 7-Eleven coffee. None of them, which I'd go to. I would go a little further north, like 2 minutes, and go to High Grounds in Highlandtown. Now, I love to support local, and it's a really cool artsy shop. We're heading up there now. Let's go ahead and take a look. Hey guys, we're outside at High Grounds. Great coffee shop, really artsy. Got all the flavors you're looking for. But check this out. It is literally catty corner of the Creative Alliance. So check that out too. Live entertainment, art shows. They have artists that are residents there, and it is just a really fun place to, they just have constant programming. And then they're building a new creative center. This used to be a bar where it was just a really bad bar. It got shut down and the property got bought, and now the Creative Alliance is building a second part of it. It's the creative center. So check it out. All right guys, we're heading towards Canton. You're gonna see Patterson Park here to the north, Canton's to the south. We're on Eastern Avenue. I used to own a house up here. We'll stop, I'll show you. I built I had a 12 by 12 roof deck, and then we just kept on adding to it, and it ended up being a 50-foot roof deck, and just a phenomenal roof deck. It overlooked the park, and Parkfront is a very desirable location right here on Patterson Park. And we'll go over some neighborhoods in some later episodes of all the different neighborhoods around the park. Like I said, Parkfront now is become very desirable because, for a lot of reasons. If you have dogs that use the park, and also the rooftop views looking into the park are just really, really phenomenal. Okay, so we just turned off Eastern. We're going down Lakewood. This really cuts like right down the middle of Canton. You're going to see a lot of, renovated row houses, not renovated row houses, people that have lived here for, 50 years plus. But we're coming up to is one of my favorite coffee shops, the coffee shop I go to, even though we're going to pass a Starbucks, which is right close to my house. But I really like to support local, like I've said and will say often. OneDo is a great little artsy coffee shop. It's, I guess you'd call it in the heart of Canton. Cool little location. It's right up here on the left, and we'll show it to you here in a minute. Yeah, so OneDo is a nice, cool, artsy shop. They got great coffee, espresso, everything that you'd be looking for in whatever flavor coffee that you drink. And literally right next to the shoe repair shop I go to for all my shoe repairs. Get that extended life on all my shoes. So, all right, let's go on to the next one at Fells Point. All right, so we're back on Boston Street where we started, and we're literally passing a Starbucks at about 30 miles an hour, and that's usually how I pass Starbucks, at 30 miles an hour. I don't stop there. We're heading into Fells Point, and my office is in Fells Point, so I'm gonna show you guys the Daily Grind. That's where I get my midday coffee. Really well-known shop. It's really large and artsy, and a lot of characters hang out in there, and it's in the heart of historic Fells Point. So that's our next one. If you're in Fells Point, Daily Grind is a great coffee spot. So let's check it out. We're heading in now to Harbor East and Harbor Point, and there's two great coffee shops there. So let's go check those out. So we're just pulling into Harbor Point, and in Harbor Point you have Ceremony Coffee. Right next to us we have Harbor East, and there's a big Starbucks there. It's easier parking over here, so when I come up into this area and want to get a cup of coffee, I go to Ceremony Coffee. They also are a great lunch spot. They have really good sandwiches and things like that. They don't have a grill, but they make nice salads and sandwiches. And Harbor Point's a really cool part of town. This is all new buildings, and just all really cool shops. And again, it's like literally just right over here is Fells Point, right over here is Harbor East, and we're gonna head over now to Federal Hill. There's one coffee shop over there that I really enjoy. All right, we're crossing through Inner Harbor, and there's a lot of cool spots in the Inner Harbor, restaurants, nightlife. There are some apartments and condos in this area, but for the most part it's mostly businesses and some government buildings, the city government and whatnot, parking garages. And what we're doing is we're crossing the harbor to Federal Hill, and this is the way you take it. It's kind of funny, people in Canton complain about driving to Federal Hill, people in Federal Hill complain about driving to Canton, and it's literally like a 10-minute drive when traffic's good. Now, if there's a football game or a baseball game or rush hour, it can take 20, 30 minutes to cross town into Federal Hill. But this is the route. It's really not that complicated. When people pick to live in Canton or Federal Hill, it's usually the neighborhoods are so comparable that it's a lot of times it'll come down to where they work. So if they work up here at University of Maryland Hospital, Shock Trauma Center, they might want to live in Federal Hill. But if they work over at Johns Hopkins, you might want to live in Canton, just because it's a really short commute either way. And they're both harbor neighborhoods. They're both on the water. So right here is the Inner Harbor, and there's some new apartment buildings that just went up here, and we'll be in Federal Hill in like 2 minutes, and we'll show you the next coffee spot. So if I have an early morning appointment in Federal Hill, I'll get my second cup of coffee over here at 3 Bean. And what's nice about it is there's easy parking. There's you got this nice parking lot. It's a cool place. It's literally right across the street from the Inner Harbor, and so you have Federal Hill right here. You have Rash Field. Bring your skateboard if you want to do some skate tricks after you get all jacked up on coffee. My coffee places are in a loop from coming in to the southeast, which is on Boston Street, and you hit Brewers Hill and Canton and Fells Point, Harbor East, then you cross town. And if I'm over here in Federal Hill, I'll get some coffee here at 3 Bean. If you want to come check out these neighborhoods, check out these coffee spots, see what it's like to live in Baltimore, give me a shout, give my team a shout. We'd love to show you around. Our contact info is in this YouTube video in the post, and we look forward to showing you around town and getting you all jacked up on some coffee.